Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, February 19th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. The possibility of a Chicago Bears stadium in Northwest Indiana is already accelerating development planning, drawing new investor attention, and elevating the region's profile. Portage Mayor Austin Bonta, who last week unveiled his city's $5 billion stadium proposal, says interest from investors has already increased, and their interest doesn't completely hinge on if the Bears come to the area.
We've been contacted by 3 different institutions, 2 related to sports and 1 related more to financing. Entities that either want to see, if the Bears come, how could they fit too? And if the Bears don't come, they've got other ideas that they'd like to pitch about how they could be the anchor in this community.
Portage is not alone. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton said the phones have been ringing off the hook since the city made its pitch for the Bears. Martin University's campus on the northeast side of Indianapolis has been listed for sale at an asking price of $3.5 million. The listing comes 2 months after the university announced it would pause its operations, citing financial and student enrollment challenges. Fort Wayne-based Do It Best Group has announced a distribution center optimization plan it says will strengthen the company's supply chain and support long-term growth. The plan includes a series of phased distribution center transitions in different parts of the country, though the company's Indiana operations are not being affected. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
As Zentis North America marks 20 years of production in the United States, the German heritage fruit processor finds itself at another inflection point. What began in 2006 with 78 employees supplying premium fruit preparations to the dairy industry has grown into a 350-person operation and is now home to the largest producer of premium popping boba in the U.S., thanks to a $20 million investment at its facility in Plymouth. In a Q&A for our South Bend Elkhart Region Report newsletter, Director of Marketing Nils Schade talked about the company's growth in Marshall County.
Zentis North America was able to grow beyond what we just came over to kind of copy and do here. We added new things that we weren't able to do before, and Plymouth supported us in being able to do that. And the latest and greatest addition just about a year and a half ago was we added a full new production line for popping boba balls, and that alone added another probably around 70 team members from the local community, and made us the largest producer of premium popping boba in the United States, which you probably know, usually a product that's imported. So being able to do that here in the U.S. and specifically in Indiana is really meaningful to us.
You can read the full Q&A at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation has opened a call for projects that could receive funding as part of the $65 million READI 2.0 Arts and Culture Initiative. The effort calls on regional development authorities across Indiana's READI regions to submit proposals for catalytic projects that leverage the arts to drive economic development and community vitality. The funding was provided by Indianapolis-based Lilly Endowment to support the state's Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative. Applications for the Arts and Culture Initiative are being accepted through April 15th. The IEDC expects to begin awarding funding in July after a competitive review process. Amplify Bloomington CEO John Fernandez is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Get a behind-the-scenes look at Indiana's most influential leaders. On Business and Beyond, we go beyond titles and resumes to explore the personal stories, pivotal moments, and hard-won lessons that shape Hoosier leadership.
Hear from the people driving Indiana forward in their own words. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcast or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.